It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. There's a new brewery for me to try today. But before we get into it, first of all, let me show you the beer and then we'll get into it. The beer is always the most important thing on the channel. This is Space Telescope's India Pale Ale at 6.2% ABV. It's by a company called Azvex Brewing Company. It's coming in at, I just mentioned, 6.2% ABV in a 440 milliliter can. The can looks fantastic, very spacey like, and I like that. I think it's not been touched on a lot, really. Kind of space and like a space themed brewery. You got Bristol, it's not Bristol Beer. Bristol Brewing Company, I think they're called, where they got the ape in the space suit. I think they're called Bristol Brewing Company. But yeah, that's as close as these breweries have come really to an actual space themed brewery. I like that. This beer, 440 milliliter can, but there's some interesting stuff about this. Azvex is a name that was made up by the owner of this company. So if you were to put in Azvex into Google, because he created the name, the only thing you get in Google is content and stuff people are saying about this brewery. Probably very good. I want to thank Steve Claxton for sending me the beers. Thank you very much, Stephen. Really appreciate it. The beers come from Trembling Madness in York. We got a 2-finger white head. Good levels of carbonation rolling up the glass. It's a hazy, what would you say, hazy straw coloured? Comment in the comments box. Would you call that hazy straw coloured? It's quite light, isn't it? Hazy and light. Now this might resemble beer from another brewery in Manchester, and they were Cloudwater Brewing Company. They still are Cloudwater Brewing Company. They're still about. But this guy who started Azvex Brewing Company used to be one of the main brewers at Cloudwater, and he decided what he wanted to do was go and do his own thing, go and open his own brewery. So here we are. This is what we're getting. So I'll tell you the interesting thing about this beer for me in a moment, but I just want to get the aroma, get a first taste in it, and then I'll tell you a story. It's not a very interesting story, but it's a story nonetheless. It's a can-conditioned beer. Look at the sediment. It's a can-conditioned beer. Look at that lovely sediment at the bottom of the glass there. Good carbonation. So the aroma of the beer then. Wow. Wow. My goodness me, this is like, this is incredible, incredible. Grapefruit, tangerine, orange. Spicy, peppery dryness. Oh, it smells terrific. Little wafer malt qualities coming through. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Stone the Crows. Stone the Crows. I have not been this excited for a India Pale Ale. Hazy. Cloudy. I've not been like this excited for one of this style of beers because, let's be fair, let's be frank, let's be honest, it's been done to death, haven't it? This style of beer has been done to death. But there's still occasions where you get that kind of peak quality, like right at the very top of their game. And brewers are just able to like just drain every last drop of quality out of their brewing equipment and their hops and their malt, and sometimes they just create a masterpiece. And I think Azvex Brewing Company here have created a complete masterpiece of a beer. Oh my goodness me, wow. It's got a hint of pineapple, hint of grapefruit, lots of kind of tangerine flavours coming through. You've probably heard me talking about this quite a lot with these New England IPAs. But this is quite hard to describe really why it's so much better than... I think it's distinct. It's distinct flavours. They're very... You're definitely getting tangerine. You're definitely getting grapefruit. You're definitely getting a bit of mango, and you're definitely getting some pineapple in there, like tin pineapple. But rather than, like, say, some of the supermarket IPAs out there where you get like tangerine, mango, orange peel, but they're all kind of like, it's like a clumped together flavour. This is more of a pineapple, wait half a second, then some grapefruit, wait half a second, then some orange peel, wait half a second, and then some mango. They're split flavours. It's almost like you're getting distinct flavours from the individual hops used in the beer. I've landed it, finally. It took me a long time to get there, but I've landed it. Rather than like a supermarket beer, it's all kind of a crammed together flavour. This is more pulled apart, so there's some time in between each flavour, and it makes such a difference. It makes such a difference when you get a beer like that, where you can really process it in your mind, and it takes maybe a minute or two to process. That's fine, because I think that's the reason why enough of us drink these IPAs, is to find that fantastic quality one where you know and you love it, and you can start pulling different flavours from different parts of the mouthfeel, different parts of the palate, different parts of the flavour. You're pulling different flavours. Peppery, spicy on the back end, a little bit of sweetness to begin with. Tremendous beer. So, why do I know then, and this is where the story kicks in, why do I know about Azvex Brewing Company? Well, I was in my local craft beer bar just 2 weeks ago, and I'm sitting there drinking with my friends, and I seen on the board that they had this Azvex, and we got a really knowledgeable guy that serves us our beer. And I said, who are these Azvex? I've not heard of these. And he went into it. He went into the whole thing where he used to be the brewer of Cloudwater, wanted to do his own thing. So isn't it funny how And it always happens to me. All of a sudden, a brewery becomes part of your radar, or comes on your radar. Almost sounds disgusting, that doesn't it? But it enters your radar, not comes on your radar. It enters your radar, and because the beer tastes good, that it won't be too much longer before you get to try the cans and the beers. And I've seen it many times before where I've tried a beer and I've gone, this is new. This is from something interesting. And it's going to become a big part of my reviewing in the next few weeks and months. And of course, here we are, less than 2 weeks later, we're drinking an Azvex Brewing Company can. I told you it wasn't a really interesting story, didn't I? But I want to rate this. Great lacing on the glass. Fantastic looking beer. Look at this beer. Great aroma. Fantastic taste. Fantastic taste. I'm going to rate it. We're about 11 to 12 minutes into this review. And it's an IPA. There's sometimes when I'm gazing through that window at the microwave clock, thinking, I need to get this video to a certain time. And like I'm running out of things to say about this beer after like 3 or 4 minutes. Especially if it's like one of those kind of like £3 supermarket IPAs. I'm kind of like working out what I'm going to say next, and it's difficult, and I'm just going through the motions. And I don't mind saying that because I do this on a daily basis. I review beer on a daily basis. And there's times where you're reviewing beer and you're like, this is bang average, and like I'm just going through the motions. But then, what makes my job really interesting is when you get beers like this. Beers that you could literally, I'm 12, 13 minutes in, and I could probably talk another 5 minutes, and I really wouldn't be bored. I really wouldn't be bored. And this is one of those beers. I'm going to rate this. It's an amazing, if you've not tried anything from Azvex Brewing Company, please go and try them. Absolutely wonderful. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. For Space Telescopes, please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers.